So what are some of the common challenges that we're seeing in tech businesses today? In no particular order, one of the big things that we've identified is unreliable or unpredictable forecasting quarter on quarter. So, finding the challenges around being able to understand how the business will deliver on a quarterly basis, and building reliable forecasts around that, which, let's face it, become the basis for so many more operational decisions that a tech business has to make, is one of the bigger challenges that we see. Related to that is then, what is happening with revenues on a quarter by quarter, year by year basis. We're seeing, in some cases, gradual declines in recurring revenues. In some cases, quite significant drops. So, what are the actions that need to be taken in order to rebuild and stabilize those recurring revenues? Accelerated by the COVID pandemic is then the whole subject of talent acquisition and, more importantly, retention. So people's desires and demands around their working environments, whether they work from home, in an office, in a hybrid sense, flexible working hours, more flexible attitudes to things like paternity, maternity leave, and holidays. These are things that are very much front of mind from creating the right culture and environmental working regimes. And then, related to that in some ways are the ability and attitude to pivoting. We live in a very dynamic world, and I don't need to educate people about the impact of generative AI and a lot of these disruptive technologies that are coming to the fore. But what we do recognize is that some companies are not great enough at anticipating what some of these changes might be, and then building plans or scenarios around, if those events occur, how are we going to pivot and accommodate for those changes? And some of them will create wonderful opportunities, others will create quite severe challenges. But having a plan and then having the ability and attitude to pivoting to those plans rapidly is another challenge that we see. And last but not least is those companies that are looking towards an exit in 3 to 5 year time. There is a significant number of those companies that don't have a fully formed operational plan in order to meet those exit valuations and indeed exit timelines. So one of the things that we see a fantastic opportunity is to help tech businesses develop and implement those exit plans from the get-go, and then be very disciplined and ritualized about how they evaluate their progress against those plans. So that's just 5 of some of the many challenges that we see as being more common in the industry at the moment, and something that Elevate Exec is absolutely looking to help with.